Hey everyone. So, okay, today we're talking about something that, honestly, most people don't want to talk about. And I get why. It's uncomfortable. It's not glamorous. It's definitely not the romantic, tortured artist in a Paris attic stereotype. Today we're diving into the unspoken price of artistic greatness. And I want to be really honest with you because, we all love art. We love making it, consuming it, dreaming about it. But we don't always talk about what it costs to be truly exceptional at it. Not good, not skilled, but great. The kind of art that changes you, the kind of art that leaves fingerprints on the culture. So, if you've ever looked at an artist you admire and wondered, what did it actually take for them to get there? Then this one's for you, the viewer of this video, supporter of this channel, who is creating art, following greatness, and in the process trying to make your own way. Also, if you like my work, please consider subscribing and becoming a member to support artists like me and work that you love. In the description, you will also find a list of my favorite works and things I love to use as an artist. Now, let's go. The myth we all secretly believe. Okay, so let's start with something a little uncomfortable. There's this myth, this really seductive myth, that great artists are just born different. Like they just came out of the womb with a paintbrush or a pen in their hand. Already better than everyone else. Already destined. Already chosen. And we love this idea, right? Because it feels magical. It makes greatness feel like fate. But here's the thing. No one likes to admit. Most great artists didn't just have talent. They made choices. Hard ones. Long-term ones. Sometimes painful ones. And the price they paid for greatness wasn't always something they expected. Look at Van Gogh. Look at Frida Kahlo. Look at Basquiat. Look at Nina Simone. Their art didn't emerge out of thin air. It came out of their lives, their obsessions, their emotional risks, their hours alone, their willingness to go deeper than most people ever dare to. And the truth is, most people want greatness, but they don't want the cost that comes with it. 2. Obsession, the first price. No one talks about. Let's talk about obsession because this is the one nobody wants on their receipt. Being exceptional at art requires a kind of focus that borders on, honestly, an unhealthy amount of devotion. People love saying follow your passion, but passion, when it's real, is rarely cute. It's messy. It's inconvenient. It takes over your thoughts at 2 a.m. You know, there's this moment, every artist hits it, where you realize your art isn't just something you do. You know, it's something you are. You don't turn it on, you don't schedule it, you don't control it. It follows you, it interrupts you, it hijacks your attention. And yeah, that obsession is how greatness is built, but it comes at a price. Because obsession leaves very little room for anything else. While other people are out doing normal people things, you're revising the same paragraph for 3 hours, or repainting one corner of your canvas, or practicing the same chord progression until your fingers ache. Great art comes from obsession, but obsession often comes at the cost of a balanced life. 3. Loneliness, the quiet tax. You pay. Okay, this one is big. To become exceptional, you need long periods of solitude. Like, a lot. More than people expect. And not the cute self-care solitude where you're drinking tea and journaling. I mean, the kind of solitude where you are alone with your thoughts for so long that they start rearranging themselves. Greatness demands focus. Focus demands quiet. Quiet demands being alone. And the loneliness isn't always literal. Sometimes it's emotional, like when you're surrounded by people who don't understand why you care so much about something that doesn't seem practical. Or when you're trying to explain your idea and everyone just kind of nods politely, and you realize again that your inner world is something only you can really see. Yeah, that hurts, but it's part of the price. Artists live between worlds, the one everyone else sees and the one they're building inside their mind. And moving between those worlds requires space. Space that often feels like isolation. 4. Rejection. The price that never stops hurting. Let's just get this out of the way. Rejection is not a phase in an artist's life. It is a lifelong companion. Reminds me of all the literary magazine rejections in my submittable. But I'm just a lowly writer. Even great artists get rejected all the time. They get told no, they get ignored, they get misunderstood. And what people don't realize is rejection isn't expensive at the beginning. It's expensive everywhere. You submit your work, you get silence, you submit again, you get another silence. You try a new approach, a new style, a new audience, and more silence. Rejection costs confidence. It costs energy. It costs time. It sometimes costs your sense of self-worth. And the worst part is, it never stops feeling personal, even when you convince yourself it isn't. But here's the twist. Greatness isn't about talent. It's about who's willing to get rejected the most without quitting. The artists who make it aren't always the most gifted. They're the ones who can withstand the price of being ignored. 5. The price of consistency that nobody wants to pay. You know that moment in every motivational video where someone says, just show up every day. Yeah. Cute idea, but have you ever actually tried showing up every single day? Most people want to be exceptional. Few want to be consistent because consistency is boring. It's repetitive. It's unglamorous. It's the same sketch, the same practice drill, the same draft over and over and over again. I'll be honest, I struggle with it every single day. Great artists aren't great because of inspiration. They're great because they're willing to do the unsexy part, the repetition. The price of greatness is often monotony, and not everyone wants to pay that bill because, yeah, inspiration feels good, but discipline feels like work. And greatness is mostly work impersonating magic. 6. Loss. The price you didn't know you'd pay. Let's talk about something heavier, because no one really prepares you for this. You will lose things on your way to artistic greatness. Sometimes relationships, sometimes opportunities, sometimes stability, sometimes the version of yourself that fit neatly into society's expectations. People will say things like, why don't you get a real job? Why are you wasting your time? Why aren't you more practical? Talking of job, do check out my video about people asking artists to get a real job. Anyway, hearing all this talk repeatedly creates a fracture. You start choosing between the world you're expected to live in and the world you feel called to create. Most great artists lose something along the way. Not because they're reckless, but because every choice is a trade-off. Time spent on art is time not spent on something else. Energy spent on creativity is energy not available for comfort. The world asks you to pick, and the cost is real. 7. The emotional price, a roller coaster. No one warns you about art is emotional labor, like deep emotional labor. You're not just making something. You're excavating yourself. You're digging through memories, fears, desires, wounds. Some days you feel euphoric. Some days you feel worthless. Some days you feel like you've unlocked the cosmos. Some days you feel like you've forgotten how to hold a pencil. Emotional volatility is part of the process, and yeah, it's exhausting. People see the final piece. They see the painting or the poem or the song. They don't see the 5 breakdowns you had trying to make it, or the nights you stared at the ceiling questioning every decision you've made in life. The emotional price is high because art forces you to confront parts of yourself you normally avoid. Artists live multiple emotional lifetimes in one. 8. The price of nonconformity. Here's the thing about great artists. They do things differently. Not for attention, not for shock value, but because they see the world differently. And that comes with another cost. People don't understand you. You think weirdly. You ask strange questions. You make things that don't fit neatly into categories. And society doesn't always like that. People want predictability. Artists bring disruption. People want rules. Artists bring alternatives. Being a nonconformist has a price. And sometimes it's isolation. Sometimes it's misunderstanding. Sometimes it's financial instability, sometimes it's ridicule, but that same nonconformity is what makes your art powerful. You can't innovate while trying to fit in. Look, I don't want this video to scare you. I don't want it to make you think greatness is out of reach or only for people who want to suffer. That's not the message. The message is greatness has a cost, but it's a cost you get to choose. You don't have to sacrifice everything. You don't have to burn out. You don't have to ruin your life for your art. But you do have to be honest about what you're willing to give. Your time, your patience, your vulnerability, your courage, your consistency. Art asks for something from you, and you get to decide how much. If you're watching this and you feel that spark, that pull, that ache to make something, then maybe the price is not something to fear, but something to embrace. Because in the end, the real price of artistic greatness is living a life where you actually honor the creator inside you. And that's worth more than anything. Thank you.